Hey guys, Cell here, and welcome back to some more Fate Grand Order. I finally managed to finish the Christmas event. It is now the 27th, and I've got about 4.5 days until New Year's event comes out, and then I can't do it if we don't finish Lost Spell 3. So let's get it started with the Eternal Empire. I mean, we need Nez as a guest, right? So that means we might be fighting a archer? Maybe? Either way, I'm still bringing Waver. But then let's bring Tamamo no Mae, Sama, and Musashi. Probably a bad idea to bring Musashi, but we don't know who we're fighting, and this is the beginning of a freaking Lost Spell, so it shouldn't really be that difficult, right? Section 2. Eternal Empire. Qin Shi Huang, the Emperor of Qin. Qin Shi Huang, you say? Don't you think that's a little far-fetched? Qin Shi Huang is from the BC era. How could he possibly still be alive in 2020? Well, normally you'd be right, but are you forgetting this, sir? We just recently thought you had been living for around 500 years. So is it really such a stretch that a Chinese emperor might have managed to survive over 2,000 years? The Qin Empire had a legal system, standardized units of measurement, paper money. It was very much ahead of its time in many ways. China would go on to see the rise and fall of many other dynasties. But when it comes to making progress as a civilization, such instability is unhelpful. If Qin had remained as the sole power in China, no doubt it would have reached a point where it would easily swallow up neighboring countries. It could in turn have sped up humanity's overall progress considerably. Yep, I could easily see it happening if someone like Qin Shi Huang had been able to keep her unruling. In fact, he actually spent a lot of his years searching for a way to achieve immortality. Qin collapsed due to political instability after Qin Shi Huang's death, right? In which case, if Qin Shi Huang had somehow succeeded at becoming immortal in his history, much like how Ivan the Terrible did so by becoming a Yaga, it would theoretically be impossible for China to skip all of its years of instability and civil war and go straight to modernization. That could definitely explain how they were able to build something so huge along a satellite orbit path. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the sort of thing Qin Shi Huang wanted to build all along. One thing we do know is that this nation has not seen this kind of societal change that typically accompanies scientific progress. The advancement of science inevitably makes authoritarian regimes obsolete, not obsolete, past a certain point, but just look at that village. Yeah, we might as well still be stuck in the BC era. Regardless of who this most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor residing in Xinjiang may be, it seems clear that he has no intention of sharing the benefits of all this progress with his citizens. Hang on. Some sort of projectile was just fired from the capital. It's headed in this direction. In fact, it looks like it's going to land right in this village. I can see it from here. It looks like a rocket. I certainly hope it's not some sort of intercontinental ballistic missile. Oh, that's a benefaction. Benefaction? Yeah, the most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor uses those giant gifts whenever there's a celebration. We know exactly where it lands, so it's perfectly safe as long as you keep your distance. Why would there be one now, though? Is today some sort of holiday? I don't think so. Then it's not an attack after all. That's relief, but it still seems like a rough way to send a package. I'm afraid we're not so lucky. I'm seeing vital signs inside that thing, along with the magical energy signal we're all too familiar with. That's a master and a servant, no mistake. If they mean to attack us, we will respond with due force. Buffon. Oh, come on! You're telling me they're making their way here in that? That does seem like a somewhat less than ideal conveyance. Well, it will no doubt be a rough landing. No problem there, since it's a master traveling with their servant. They can just jump out right before it lands. Their servant can handle the landing. Exactly so. I knew you'd know how to make effective use of a servant. Here it comes, everyone. Brace for impact. Oh crap, we're fighting a saber. If I know my servants correctly, oh my god, how did I forget that she just summoned him? He's a saber. I brought a lancer to a saber fight, and a saber to a saber fight. I just had. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't I have Jeanne d'Arc, Summer Archer, and Ishtar? Because I had just done a mission for against sabers. Are you kidding me? As we expected. So this is this last spell's crypta. That's a Kruta Hinako. I see. So China's her territory. A Kruta. Looks like you're taking this seriously, Marsh. Here I thought I'd find you smirking. I never do that. I take no joy whatsoever in fighting you. Then you're even more hopeless than I thought. You're no better than animals who lack a concept of shame. I feel no more animosity toward you than I do at a cockroach nest before I exterminate it. Even that is more emotion than you deserve. That's terrible. Yikes, so you really are Kruta Hinako. You're nothing like you were back in Chaldea. Da Vinci, so it's true, you really were killed. You might not believe me, but that body of yours is perfect. You have achieved a realm that humans cannot reach with a meager insight, a true new form that the intelligence aim for. I'm surprised you would make something like that, Leonardo. Humans really are just. No, as long as you're part of Chaldea, that makes you my enemy. You'll have no sympathy for me. Saber, eliminate them. Remove these eyesores from my sight. As you wish, Master. Here they come, Senpai. We're about to face Kruta Hinako and her saber. Uh-huh. I wish I had remembered the fact that we were fighting a saber. I would have brought my archers. Commencing battle. Only archer I think I have is Santa Altera. Fatal battle 1 of 1. Please, by all that's holy, let me. Oh wait, never mind. He doesn't have any break bars. Okay, so I know technically speaking we're fighting a saber, but if I do this right, Musashi should be able to do at least a decent amount of damage. And if this decreases his defense, which it does. Alright. Hey, what's... Wait, what? My own skills are not usable due to poison. Because of the poison, I have to wait a turn before I can actually use my own skill. Oh, that sucks. I did not know that was a thing. Alright, Musashi. Please. Do this. 6 Path 5's rings, coulda cut Divine Blades. Please take him down as far as you can. Ishana Daikensho. Yes, Musashi. I may have not brought archers, but you at least took him down halfway. I love it. Yes, nice crit. Tamamo, no! Gosh dang it, now Tamamo's got, yeah. Oh, there's no way for me to get Tamamo's Noble Phantasm up, and there's no real reason to heal her right now. So, yeah. Tamamo, you can go. Mainly because you get a full chain. It's only to a decent amount because he still has defense now. Take out Tamamo! I said take out Tamamo, don't just give her her noble phantasm and not do anything. Fine, invincible. Invincible. Evasion. There we go. Tokunachi Nico, gotta slam to yourself. I mean, hey, we're making good time. It's only been 4 turns and he's almost down. Invincible, you can't do anything. Though Tamamo's now been stunned, so that kind of sucks. Come on, Saber. You're gonna lose. Because obviously she's not using a command spell on you. There she is. There's my Santa Archer. Crystal Gathering. Alright. At least now we got crit stars to actually guarantee a win on the 7th turn. Oh look, damage increase. Bye bye. I mean, for me taking off my archers, it doesn't seem like it was that bad. Only because I got lucky in the first encounter. So when Masashi was able to get a full now you see, the Widow Ophelia cannot last. You're obviously used to fighting with servants, and experience has given you quite an edge. Of course I'm used to fighting with servants. I saved humanity. And then you guys destroyed humanity. Well, or trying to rewrite humanity, technically still destroying it, kind of. Master, it would be foolish to continue this battle any longer. I suggest we make a temporary retreat. Damn, I really underestimated them. Let's go, Saber. Yes, Master. I like how every time we're underestimated. Akuta! The enemy has retreated, Master. The battle is over. Our foe. I'm surprised they gave up so easily. And again, Akuta always was pretty decisive. No, I'm afraid that we neither dealt her a decisive blow, nor were we able to make her show her hand. If anything, now she knows how strong we truly are, but she is a lot stronger than she lets on. Yeah, she's a tough opponent. Looks like she wasn't kidding about examining us like cockroaches. She only took the direct approach this time because she thought she could wipe us out. This just wasn't the sort of fight she wanted. She'd rather retreat and figure out a strategy that will let her win without putting in any real effort. Looks like that profile of hers saying she was a neat freak was right on the money. We're fine. So you went and made a great fool of yourself. We will not laugh at you. Your little show with the Chaldeans was interesting. I blame no one but myself for my disgraceful performance. Still, perhaps now you at least understand the threat these invaders pose to your Imperial Majesty. Threat? A threat, you say? Why should we feel threatened just because you retreated? Well, since your little display amused us, you may continue it. In fact, you may bring 10 of our puppets with you for the second act. With all due respect to your Imperial Majesty, if you treat this latest disaster as mere entertainment, we might say the same to you, Akuta. Given the reluctance with which you engage in combat, we can only conclude that this is some sort of game to you. If you are going to fight, then fight to win. There is nothing to be gained by running away before you suffer so much as a single loss. Understood, Your Imperial Majesty. I won't fail again. Yeah, you will. Good. We look forward to a future showing with a bit more substance to it. Oh, Your Imperial Majesty, you're so bad. Is this your way of punishing poor little Akuta? Is that how it seemed to you, Kaminsky? Koyanskaya! We see no sense in punishing her when we do not yet even think of these Chaldeans as our enemies. They may have come here from another world, but that is also true of you and Akuta. Huh? Yes, I suppose that's true. If these Chaldeans are here to mount an attack, we would have to suspect you two as their advance guard. Akuta and I came here to pay our respects and offer our services as soon as we arrived, Your Imperial Majesty. But the only thing Chaldea has done since they arrived is cause trouble and mayhem in your territory. No, we haven't. Don't you think that sets us apart a kind of a lot? Indeed, you have a point. But that is not why Akuta went after them, to scold them for their poor manners. You outsiders certainly do care a great deal about etiquette. I really want to know who the Great Emperor is. I feel like I should know, but at the same time I don't. Hey, finally! Saber Rider, alright, I actually know who we're fighting now. So I don't make the same mistake. Alright. Let's bring Ishtar, and let's bring... Okita Orita. Hajime. What's Sakuta Hinako like? Well, the latest version of me wasn't too involved with Team A, so I can't speak from my experience. But her record said she was extremely careful in every aspect of her relationships to others. That reminds me. Kanak used to say she had a personal connection to Director Martisbury. Really, that's news to me. Then again, I could see her allowing Kanak to believe that. But why would she do that? Probably to keep the kid at arm's length, I guess. I wouldn't be shocked to hear she had similar strategies for everyone. My guess is that she was trying to cultivate a very specific image for herself among Team A. Namely, to leave the faintest impression among them to seem neither too hostile nor too friendly. In other words, a stalwart misanthrope. Well, yeah, basically, but you don't have to be so quite blunt about it, Holmes. True, she did like to keep to herself. She did her best to avoid interacting with anyone. Sounds like me. The main thing I remember about her is how quiet she was. I never saw her get upset or even smile. If she wasn't curled up in a corner of her room reading, it was because she was getting new books from the library. I always felt bad about interrupting her. Honestly, I'm pretty sure she wasn't cut out for combat at all, no matter how much aptitude she may have had for being a master. Based strictly on her profile out of all the cryptors, I thought she might be the only one who could maybe resolve things peacefully. Well, you couldn't have been more wrong. I'm still getting chills from those icy glares of hers. I've never seen such naked contempt in my life. The only thing that comes close is Koyanskaya's glare whenever I make a move on her after having too much to drink. Of course you did. True, the Akuta Hinaka we just fought was nothing like the quiet girl her profile described. Her sheer hostility was. No, not hostility, it was more like disgust. Either way, I never expected that from her. There's one thing I can remember that might help explain it. It was back when we were all taking a break in the rec room sometime after Team A had been formed. Kanak was nursing a drink while Beryl cheered him on. Custody and David were arguing about mythology. Pepperoncina was teasing Ophelia with some sort of joke. As usual, Akuta was off reading by herself, refusing to participate in any of the conversations. I'm certain that whenever I looked directly at her, she always had her nose in her book. I'm sure anyone else who had been there would agree with me, but... when I happened to catch a glimpse of Akuta's reflections in a glass I was polishing, I realized that wasn't the case at all. She was actually just hiding her face behind the book and was in fact keeping a close watch on each of us.
She was so guarded, almost as though she was terrified of something. But by the time I turned around to look at her, she had her nose back in her book. She went right back to pretending to read the second sense she sensed my eyes on her.
Well, that's kind of unnerving.
Akita wasn't disinterested in teammates at all. If anything, I think she was so suspicious about something that she never let her guard down. Unfortunately, I was never able to ask her why she was so afraid of her team. It seemed like a subject I should avoid at all costs.
Sounds to me like she was more guarded about people in general than her teammates specifically. Maybe there was something she was trying to keep secret. We still have her background file along with the results of her selection exam. Maybe we should take another look at it. Want to handle that, Holmes? This sort of thing is what you detective types are all about, right? That and investigating cheating spouses, of course.
Unfaithful spouses aside, this sort of thing is indeed where a true detective shines. By all means, send the data to my workshop.
Your attention please, I have a Da Vinci warning to make. Xinjiang just fired another projectile. It doesn't look like this one's aimed at the village. But after calculating its landing point, I found it's coming from the same direction in which Akuta Hinako retreated. And I'm pretty sure that means reinforcements, right?
I think so too.
Of course, the base suicide is a normal soldier's fire rocket, so it's probably carrying weaponry. Akuta's almost certainly going to try and attack us again, so we need to be ready to fight back.
Da Vinci, how about summoning more servants? I believe enough time has passed that it should be more than possible to do so.
Yep, well said there. In fact, I just finished the summoning right now. Since we're going up against an empire that has stood for thousands of years in its emperor.
Hey, Mordred's back, alright.
I decided to bring along 3 musketeer rebels.
Musketeer rebels?
Mordred, the rebel of the Round Table.
Sup, guys?
Spartacus, the liberator of the slave gladiators.
Death to all oppressors.
And Jing Kai, the world's foremost expert in assassinating Qin Shi Huang.
Wait, what? That's why you brought me here?
Yeah, that makes sense. You're trying to take down the Qin Empire, right? And Qin Shi Huang with it, right? You give me another chance to kill him, right? Oh, that is great. Really, definitely couldn't have picked anyone better for the job. But what's with the 3 musketeers thing? You know, my spirit origin, hell, even my noble phantasm has got to be stronger than ever. Thanks to the fame of tradition boost. So how come I'm getting treated like I'm the second string? I mean, I don't have any objection to you choosing to summon me, of course. It's just
pitiful.
Now, we all hate oppressors here. I would be honored to fight by your side in toppling this one heroic spirit assassin, Jinkei.
Hell yeah, my old man's fought Chaldea a bunch of times too, you know. You said this guy is an emperor, no sweat then. I don't know what back-ass word Roman province he rules, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances to off him.
And you know, this also hurts seeing Mordred because I really, really want her, but at the same time, she never comes home. You know, I think that it would be because I have her father here, but at the same time, I don't have her OG father. I have her summer father. That's about it. And her alternate father.
It's just me, but Spartacus's inability to make sense rubbing off on Mordred.
I don't think so. I mean, true, she didn't always make the most sense in Camelot, but she was a huge help to us in London.
Well, whatever. I'm just glad that I'll have allies I can count on to help me out this time. Since I finally have another chance to end Qin Shi Huang's life with my own hands, so nothing else matters.
Exactly. Let us bring this oppressor to justice together.
No, but he plays king around me and lives to do it again. Well, at least they should still be more help than King Wu Yang was. So I hate to impose on you guys so soon, but the enemy is wasting no time coming after us. There's a servant headed our way at high speed along with... hang on, there's more of them now. This is weird, I'm seeing magical anti-signals but no vital signs. Are they puppets? Yep.
Foot soldiers. No, I can see they aren't human.
Are those puppets? Perhaps some sort of automata? Correct. They may be silent, but they are soldiers nonetheless, and thanks to them, I'm finally able to make use of my true skills as a general.
Those movements, I did not want to believe it was. Be careful, Saber. It seems they've added to their ranks as well. Hell yeah, they have. I know what this lifespell shit's about, but this is my battlefield now. Whatever you're trying to pull, you better believe I'm gonna smash it.
Well said. From now on, you will need to contend with 3 musketeers.
No, none of that. Shame on you. I guess Spidey really liked that name. Huh. Hero experience with delight in battle and bloodshed, huh? You make me sick. Make sure to finish them this time, Saber. Don't hold anything back.
Very well, Master. Then I shall end this with my secret attack. Yes, but this time I'm actually more prepared. I actually have servants that are capable for doing this stuff. And also, attack up. Defense is up. Give Oka order to her Noble Phantasm. Buff up. I'll keep her evasion skill safe. For now. Do this. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Just in case. You never know. Second, Muku Sandan.
そういうことか。人説をうがつ無辺の光を持って天命を断つ絶剣無給サンダ
Overkill. Bye bye. And I actually remember to use Ishtar's ability this time. Fantastic. In a battle 2 of 2. He has a break bar. God dang it. Alright, damage up. I technically should have done that last turn, but it's fine. Give yourself your Noble Phantasm, Ishtar. Unkateki Galaxy. Now this should hopefully take out, you know, most of his health, if not all of it for his first break bar. And then maybe end the battle right away. Nope, close though. No! Damn it, she gave him a charge. Ishtar should be fine. Oh, there's also a pity boy over here. Wait, his Noble Phantasm doesn't damage. It only gets rid of Noble Phantasm. Charge. And lowers us. Oh, well, in that case, he's kind of screwed if his Noble Phantasm can't actually, you know, damage. I feel kind of bad for him now. Dance of the Azure Dragon, huh? Do this, because why not? Alright, Ishtar, to get your Noble Phantasm up again. I do not remember what this saber's name is. Hey, can you attack Ishtar? Alright. Damage up, please crit. If there's anything I could want you to do right now, it's the crit, please. Ah, Ishtar, why? I needed that crit badly. Well, not really badly, but would have been nice. Alright. Noble Phantasm up. Damage increase. And there we go. And Galtaki Galshi.
いいじゃない
Buster Chain Attack Upper. What was with the silent Noble Phantasm? First time I've done Noble Phantasm and it's been completely silent. Kinda off-putting. Hey, you're too late for your Noble Phantasm, man. We already got a most useful Noble Phantasm out. Hey, damage increase. Damage increase. And defensive up. So do this again. Bop, bop, and bop.
どうかしら
Doesn't matter. Oh, now you crit. Now you crit. Thank you.
交代せよ
Victory is ours. Akuta, you lose. Time for you to go back to the drawing board again. Curses! I cannot believe that even my leadership is not enough to defeat them. Ragamask, to boost his leadership capabilities, a level of influence over his forces that borders on a curse. That Saber's true name is the Prince of Lon Ling, also known as Gao Shanggong of the Northern Key. Saber, stand down. We're going to regroup. But we cannot win this battle if your Noble Phantasm failed. We need a wholly new strategy. As you wish, masters. They're just gonna keep retreating, Jesus. The enemy servant and master have retreated. It looks like we managed to survive again. Bravo. Are you all right, Sal? It must be difficult for you to be in combat given your condition. I'm fine. It's just a little fever. Oh yeah, kind of. That's our master for you. I applied your mental metal if not succumbing to this disease. Meh. Those ultra robot things turned out to be pretty freaking pathetic, huh? Can't believe this king uses them to fight his wars. I've seen scarier dolls. I thought they were supposed to be weapons. Yeah, I figured they'd never send reinforcements by rocket like that. Obviously, I was wrong. No normal flesh and blood soldiers could have survived the impact, but it's no issue for these things. Would it be possible to collect their remains? I'd like to study them further. At a glance, they look a lot like the same kind of automata we fought dozens of times before. I'm interested in their energy source. I think it may shed some light on this world's inner workings. What is it, Ezra? Something on your mind? Yes, possibly. I would like to take a look at the remains as well. We saw your battle from here as well. You need not bother with a third attempt. Your seventh alone is clearly no match for them. No kidding, his Noble Phantasm just debuffs and gets rid of a Noble Phantasm. Yes, that's annoying. But at the same time, it doesn't really harm us. I'm afraid not, Your Imperial Majesty. Then we shall provide you with further assistance, although these servants are indeed formidable foes. Another 100 or 200 foot soldiers are unlikely to make much difference. But one of your Zhang Yu. Lord Zhang Yu, but he's... Indeed, even now he remains one of our most helpful retainers. But it is when facing an unknown enemy that he shines brightest. It would be a waste to keep him confined to Zhangyang. Under these circumstances, so we shall lend him to you. Make good use of him. I will. Imperial Majesty, such unexpected delight. You are far too kind. Still, sending Zhang Yu out to the front line will require some time to prepare. In the meantime, keep a close eye on Chaldean and continue to ensure they do not attempt to take any action against our empire. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. Well, well, I've never seen Akuta get flustered before. Who knew she had a girlish side to her?
That said, I'm surprised you're bringing out Shang-Yu now. Imperial Majesty, don't you think it's time you stopped playing around? What a strange question. Do we appear to be treating this as a game to you, Koyanskaya? It's Konanskaya. It's Koyanskaya. If you truly see Chaldea as a threat now, the sensible thing to do would be to wipe them out in a single overwhelming strike. And in your case, Imperial Majesty, you could accomplish that merely by lifting your little finger. Yes, we could if we so desired. And yet you still sent Akuta Hinako out instead. This latest decision may have seemed like you've taken things a bit more seriously, but you actually have no reason to believe it will be a decisive blow. Be honest, Imperial Majesty, you aren't testing Chaldea, you're testing Akuta Hinako, aren't you? Indeed, we can see quite clearly that the threat to Chaldeans pose stems from being backed into a corner, so to speak. What we have yet to see is how Akuta will behave when she believes she has found a means to defeat them. Still doesn't trust Akuta or me one bit, huh? Well, I guess the king of this lost belt wouldn't be a fool, but I can't tell how seriously this whole thing is being taken. It's so much harder to read someone when you can't see their face. That aside, we underestimated these servants. We thought they would be little more than ghosts, but it seems they are quite skilled. Yes, they are. The magecraft they use is very different from the sage art your empire has cultivated.
So there's more to using servants than summoning the souls of decorated heroes and commanding them.
The difference between mere necromancy and heroic spirit summoning is that heroic spirits make contracts to serve their masters of their own free will. So these dead souls lend their strength in response to the existential threat faced by their world. What do you say that is correct, Koyan Chihuahua? Yes, exactly, Your Imperial Majesty, and once again, my name is Koyanskaya. What a horrific proposition. To think your world was so perilous it could not even let the dead rest in peace. We would never permit such things to exist in our domain. Those who meet glorious ends would never think to threaten the peace of our world. I'm sure I doubt something like the counterforce would ever take root here. We dislike the idea of these guests traipsing about with their ghosts, doing whatever they please. Fortunately, we have heroes sleeping here who are far more ferocious than those mere ghosts. Is that not correct, Captain of the Guard?
Indeed, Your Imperial Majesty. Given this potential threat to our nation, I suggest we summon the one sleeping in Mount Lee.
Yes, perhaps you are right. Some basic precautionary measures should suffice. We command that the frozen heroes be awakened.
Yes, Your Imperial Majesty.
Oh, does this mean you're finally taking this seriously?
It does sound like that, doesn't it?
Hey, there's only one for Section 3. Alright. Aberrant Shadow. We're fighting a Berserker and an Assassin. So obviously we will still be bringing along, if there's a waiver. There we go. Alright, so now I can keep Ishtar in the party, and I can keep Alter Ego in the party, because they both deal great damage against Berserkers, and Ogata Ordata does great against Assassins, so let's go. Section 3, Aberrant Shadow.
Man, that was a hell of a coil. Keep this up and one of you is gonna end up dead. A coil, I think you misunderstand. You were genuinely risking your lives.
Huh, why's that? For that matter, why'd you hit those guys so hard anyway? I mean, I know they started it, but still, you guys must really hate each other.
Pardon me, forgive the interruption, but have you ever seen these automata before?
Nope, never. What are those things anyway? First I was freaking out because I thought you'd killed them. But then I saw they didn't bleed even when their limbs broke off. So I thought they might be scarecrows, but making scarecrows that complex seems kind of pointless. So now I don't know what to think. Come on, what kind of a scarecrow would go around picking fights?
Haha, good point. Miss Cell, could I have a word with you on the shadow border?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you make of the villagers' reactions?
They're very laid back. They really took all this in stride, maybe too much so.
Indeed. They seem to be completely oblivious to the danger.
They were far more worked up when they found us trampling their fields. I can understand how they might regard our fight with Akuta as something that doesn't concern them. But the same cannot be said for these mechanical dolls. Akuta Hinako did not bring these over from pop-human history. This technology is foreign to us. What's more, Jin Yang clearly sent them to her to reinforce her. All this leads me to believe that these automata are a type of weapon native to this world, and yet, the people who live here claim to never have seen them before. So what? Maybe these are just a bunch of backward country bumpkins. A foe. We can assume that Akuta has formed an alliance with this world's ruler, just like we've seen in previous lost spells. For the moment, let us further assume this ruler is in fact Qixin Wang. If true, it is certainly sensible that he would send these automata to aid her in battle. And it then stands to reason that on seeing us fight their nation's armed forces, these farmers would see us as a threat and treat us accordingly. And yet that proves not to be the case. In which case, I can only draw one conclusion. Which is that these villagers are so wholly ignorant of war that they do not even know weaponry. Say what? Is that even possible? It is, however. We all saw that their flight reflex tended toward the former on our initial encounter. So while I doubt that this world is completely devoid of danger, do you hear that racket outside too? Oh boy. A giant. Ah, it's more of the strange monsters. Why are you freaking out? Isn't it the supervisor's job to get rid of things like that? How the hell are we supposed to chase those things if I wave the stick? Please, travelers, you gotta help us. Indeed. I believe we should lend a helping hand here as well. Alright, moving to intercept hostiles. A foe. Oh man! So it's the East Ulfers and the Yoltuns. I didn't know that they brought the giants along as well. But hey, this is my favorite part. Right here. When Okita Orita gets to strut her stuff and take out all three enemies at once. I don't even need Ishtar for this fight. But her damage boost is definitely gonna help. No! The poison is now taking 2 turns unless it took 2 turns before and I just didn't pay attention. Oh well. Hey, you know what? Here, how's about this? I trust in her power. Second, Mukyu Sandan. Oh man. Really wasn't expecting to have to fight the giant again. Well, I didn't see overkill. But it's fine. 1-turn victory. I love it. I'm definitely gonna need these 1-turn victories if I'm gonna beat Lost Spell 3 before New Year's. Oh boy. Those creatures aren't native to this land either. No, they weren't. That was the alternate type of giant we fought in the Scandinavian last bout. Well, this just keeps getting weirder, huh? A few of them are running away, so they probably got a nest somewhere around here. A nest? Yeah, better track them down and wipe them out, or things are gonna get way worse around here, seeing how this village is shit all for defenses. Man, you guys really are amazing. I can't believe you took care of those scary monsters just like that. There's nothing I like more than shielding the weak. I hate to think of us as weak, but I can't blame you. The only way we could have won is with Heavenly Emperor's divine aid. I see. Then the reason you supervisors wield weapons is indeed solely to defend the village. That's right. Not that we have a lot to do, of course. Usually the most we have to worry about is chasing off the odd stray dog or boar. Well, that and helping the occasional junker to cool off, I guess. What about invasions from foreign countries? Are you not concerned about those? Foreign countries. You know, the places foreigners come from. Remember how the older used to tell us about... He heard there were places other than here when we was just a kid. Just a moment, please. What exactly do you mean when you say foreigner? What do you mean? What do we mean? I'm not sure what to say. We just heard rumors that they say they look just like us, but they're actually monsters that are scarier than any boar. And that they like to eat our livers instead of our crops. Zombies? Oh, that's more brains. That's why we thought you were going to eat us when you first showed up. Sorry about that. I see. Now I understand. Now we're back on the border. The people of this lost belt have no concept of separate nations. Or at least their only knowledge is derived from distorted ancient legend and hearsay. So what? You're saying the problem Keen Empire dominated this entire world? You're kidding. Is it even possible for people to put aside all their ethnic and religious differences to make that happen? So that's why they'd never seen soldiers before, let alone war. That means this world is so perfectly peaceful that not only do people not need to arm themselves, they do not even know what weapons are. This country is the ideal nation made reality. Can you even imagine such a thing? No, not really. Whoa, hello. I have arrived at Mount Lee. Imperial Majesty, which warrior would you like me to unseal? If this were for an expedition, it would be no matter if they were somewhat free-spirited. But since this is a domestic matter, we would prefer not to use someone too rambunctious. And you are saying we should not evaluate our warrior and the combat ability alone. If they were to incite a rebellion, we could not keep an eye on them and the Chaldea at the same time. For example, do not even think about releasing anyone like the Torian brothers. They could get carried away and try to take over the Empire for themselves. We need a warrior who is not only brave, but also kind and modest, one who is fiercely loyal to this Empire and its people and who will defend them at all costs. We would like you to choose this warrior captain. Me, Your Imperial Majesty, are you sure you want me to handle such an important task? Why else would we send you, our captain of the guard, all the way to Mount Lee? Oh wait, is this gonna be that female Lancer that I tried to roll for and I got spooked by Nessa instead? Is it gonna be her? I'd like to meet her. Surely you are aware that reviving a frozen hero carries some risk. Well, yes, of course. Something could even go wrong with their mind during the unsealing, causing them to fly into a rage. It would be bitterly ironic if we were to release a hero for the purpose of preventing a war, only for them to transform into disaster incarnate. So we deemed it prudent to have you present for the unsealing in the event such a danger did present itself. Do you understand? So, you're saying you want me to deal with them in case they happen to go berserk? Indeed. This hero must be strong enough to defeat these heroic spirits from another world. But not so strong that you would be unable to stop them in such an unfortunate situation. Hey man, you can't have both. With all these requirements to consider, would you not prefer to choose this hero yourself? I see. Your kindness and wisdom humbles me, Your Imperial Majesty. Again, you literally cannot have both. You need to either be able to be strong enough to beat us, or too strong for him not to be able to handle it. You can't have it both ways, man. Either defeat us and still have the risk of being a rebellion, or not be able to defeat us but you don't get a rebellion. Present hero experience, interesting. I see you have yet another impressive card up your sleeve. Mount Lee is the jewel of our empire. It is the mausoleum where the brave hero warriors who once fought by our side now sleep in peace. True, it's always tricky figuring out what to do with the brute to use to establish a new regime. Short-sighted, short-tempered rulers tend to go the whole, you have outlived your years from this route and just off their servants. But not you, Your Imperial Majesty. How clever of you to literally keep them on ice so they can be useful to you again. These warriors deserve to be praised for all of eternity for their help in establishing peace. That said, we cannot bestow all of them with the same mortality we possess. While there is little that can be done to cushion the shock they experience when they are awakened and see how much has changed, fighting on new battlefields has become a common enough occurrence for them that they are now accustomed to it. What do you think? Do you not agree it is a much cleaner system than your heroic spirits? Oh yes, I can't wait to see what happens next. I've always loved the word freeze. I bet you do. You're always cold, never hot. Saint Quartz! Arigato! And we got some seeds of Yggdrasil, alright. Holy crap! Oh my good god, man! There's 5 of these? Well, I might as well get started on this right now. I was gonna end the episode off, but since there's 5, yeah, no, I'm stick around a little bit longer. Section 4: Demonic Beast of a Strange Land. You want to know if there's a place around here known for its cold? Yes, both types of monsters that have been attacking recently hail from frigid climates. It stands to reason, then, that they have fashioned a nest somewhere nearby that is suitably cold. Can you think of any such place? Can't really think of that much that's near here. Maybe he means a place beyond the village border fence. Well, it's hard to say since nobody's ever gotten here. Hold on, none of you have ever been outside of your village, not even once? Well, no. I mean, it's prohibited for one thing. Well, yeah, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor decreed that we're not supposed to change residences without permission. Come to think of it, there was that time when around 10 people wandered in after their village flooded. But even then, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor decides where refugees like that will go, so they never want for anything. We thought you guys were refugees at first too. Then, this is not a village, but a cage. Curse these oppressors, I'm so mad I could dance. But really, why would you even want to leave the village? Yeah, we have everything we need right here. Why would we just wander out to some place we don't even know? Are you truly okay with that? Well, yeah. I know I've never even thought about going outside the village before. I suppose this is the inevitable result of living in such a single place where all one's needs are met. Hey, miss, have you got a minute? What is it? Well, would you mind if we talked over there? What, has this boy actually left the village before? So what's this about? Okay, so don't tell the grown-ups about this. But I might know about a cold place nearby. You do? I know it's wrong to break the rules. But I can't help it, I want to know what it's like outside the village. So sometimes I sneak out to go exploring when everyone else is busy working the fields. I know just how you feel, there's just something enchanting about the outside world. Really? Do you like exploring too, miss? Yep, I love it. Nope, not a fan. I knew you would say that, senpai. You always enjoy meeting new people after all. I see. I guess you and me are a lot alike then. So what can you tell us about this cold place? Well, I haven't been there in a long time, and I only went there once, but I remember there was a dark and chilly spot in the forest not too far from here. I remember it being really creepy. If I were a monster, I'm sure that's where I would live. Thanks, kid. Oh, so you found a lead on the Krishad nest, have you? This would be very useful. Well done. This puts Coin Sky squarely in our sights. I've got you by the tail now, you little minx. I agree, we should take care of this nest sooner rather than later. But what about our Kruta? I'm pretty sure she's keeping careful watch of us, just waiting for another chance to attack. Wasting time in a deadlock with her will not help us. For the time being, we need to focus on any possible lead to bring us within reach of Coin Sky. If we leave after dark from the opposite side of the village where our Kruta attacked, we should be able to sneak out. Someone will need to stay behind to protect the shadow border while we are gone, and just in case. Even so, it is worth the risk of dividing our forces to investigate this possible demonic beast nest. Well, then all we gotta figure out is who stays and who goes. Used to be part of the expedition team Holmes, no point in the detective holding down the fort, right? Setting aside for a moment that armchair detectives are, to use the modern parlance, they're very much a thing. I'm forced to concur that this investigation must be conducted on site. Very well then, I will go and investigate this nest. Fortunately, my wounds have completely healed now. Miss Cell, I would like you to lead this expedition. Left to my own devices, it is entirely plausible that I may become so engrossed in solving this mystery that I take another tumble over a waterfall.
I'll come along too, Senpai. Please say you'll do it. In that case, why don't you choose the last expedition member Cell? We've sure got no shortage of options. Who do you want to bring?
Come with us, Spartacus? Would you come with us, Jinke? Does it really matter? To be honest, I think we need all the brawn and muscle to protect us that we can, right? He wants to protect the villagers. Let's bring Jinke.
Of course, I'm actually quite good at locating things, you know.
But you still need to smash any monsters you find along the way, won't you? In that case, I should come along too. I'll crush any oppression we find.
Then Moichin and I will hold the fort.
Okay, so it didn't matter whether I chose Spartacus or Jinke.
If you want, Nissa and me can go squish anyone who says we couldn't take on that crypto chick while you were out demonic beast hunting. Let's just focus on keeping the Shadow Border safe, okay? Please. Yeah, I was kidding. Freaking fun police over here.
Oh, Mojed.
Wow, riding around on your shoulders almost feels like flying Spartacus.
Even familiar scenery can seem completely different when viewed from a new perspective. A small change can help you see things you've never noticed. Sometimes you see beauty and goodness you overlooked, others you see evil and cruelty you cannot ignore. It is all part of growing up.
But that's a lot of words. I think what Spartacus is trying to say is that you're right to want to see the world outside your village. I am.
You are my little rebel.
I wish I was as tall as you, Spartacus.
That will come into training. I wasn't much bigger than you when I was your age, you know.
Really? Then I can actually be like you someday, Spartacus.
Of course you can. Anyone can be like me. Life is rebellion against adversity.
I was a little worried about having a child lead the way, but Spartacus is actually pretty good with him. Who'd have thought? Yes, and since he's carrying the boy on his shoulders, we're making good time. That said, we can't go too quickly, or Cell will have trouble keeping up. Don't push yourself too hard, alright, Cell? If you get tired, I'll give you a piggyback. I'll do my best. I can see more farmland up ahead. There's a neighboring village. We couldn't save time if we go through it, but I'll get in trouble if someone notices. Maybe we should go around. Hey, do you smell that? Yes, there's a definite scent of blood on the wind. Ah yes, I suppose that would make sense. If the monster's nest is in fact where the boy is taking us, and we are moving along the same path the monsters themselves did, any village along the way would surely be subjected to these beasts' depredations.
Boy, go find a safe place to hide, and stay there until we get back. We won't be long.
Okay, be careful, alright? This is awful. What a gruesome sight. From the look of things, I don't think there were any survivors.
Be careful. I can still smell the foul stench of those man-eating beasts.
Yes, they're still close by. There were no doubt of it. Notice our scents as well. And there they are. There's a lot of them too.
Just as well. If we do not take care of them now, they will go on to hunt for the prey in other villages.
Let's do it. Your orders, please, Master.
Alright, battle 2 of 2. It's only 3 shots that we have to worry about. So now, let's get Altair's Noble Phantasm up. I mean damage up as high as we possibly can. And then maybe, possibly, be able to come out on top. Okay. Photon Ray. 6 paths, 5 rings, can cut Divine Blades. Let's do this. Please, Photon Ray, take them out. I would love it so very, very much for you to take them out with Photon Ray. Ah, dang it. At least 2 of them are going down now. And all to do is take out the last one, and then we can move on to the next part of the story. I'd say maybe if they're fast, don't take too long, we can actually do 2 more. Then we can get halfway through, what was it, the 4th sector? Then we can get closer to the 5th one. Because I believe there's, what, again, 16 sectors in total? Till we're done with Lost Spell 3? I mean, we're making good headway. I don't know, I would like to finish it in a relatively decent time for Lost Spell 3. I mean, the New Year's event.
Hostiles eliminated, the battle is over. Now these people can rest in peace. I like to think they can, at least.
What is it, sir, detective? Have you noticed something?
Master Cell, how did this latest battle feel to you?
I thought I saw some weird tattoos on those clichés. They did something seem to be more coordinated than they should.
I agree, the Krishan we fought in the Russian last spell never behaved like this. These were weaker individually, but had a sort of cunning intellect to make up for it.
Oh yeah, they did have cunning and whatnot. They all kept on trying to attack Musashi. At least one of them kept on putting on, taunt onto, Musashi. Or whatever the heck it was called. They just kept single focusing her. They didn't do much, but it was kind of annoying.
Their loss of strength is almost certainly due to the change in environment. For creatures accustomed to cold, even this weather must seem oppressively hot. Still, they were working as a team, not like a pack of wild animals either, but a trained unit. And someone had to have gone to the trouble of training them. It's early yet to be certain, but yes, it does seem likely. You think Queen Sky is behind this? If she is, that would raise its own questions, namely, when did she have time to do so?
The answers will surely become apparent in time. Fortunately, they left footprints we can follow.
Good point. At least we know we're going in the right direction.
I'll go get the boy. Meet us outside the village. No one so young should have to see something like this.
I didn't know Spartacus was so kind. He might not look it, but his purpose was always to protect the weak. When he believes someone needs the protecting, he will do anything to keep them safe. Of course, that often ends in him sacrificing anyone and everyone to do so. Guess that's a berserker for you. They're nothing if not committed.
No kidding. Herc and Ilya are good examples there. Oh hey, what? Akuta's camp. Not bad. Neighboring village. We are fighting a berserker and an assassin. Obviously, just bring Waver along and everything will work itself out if I could just get a 10-10-10 Waver.
It's just up ahead. There's this huge hole in the ground you can use to get inside. I see. So they have taken up residence in a cave. It's really cold and dark inside. I got scared, so I didn't get very far in before I turned back. It seemed like it was really deep though, because it was echoing like crazy. That does sound like it would work as a good home for monsters who prefer the cold. Forget, sounds like. We're obviously in the right place.
I see, we're surrounded. How exciting.
I'm so sorry, I should have been more alert. Well, you are an absolutely superlative navigator. Before returning to the front lines, Miss Kiriraito. I cannot blame Miss Cell for relaxing her guard now that you are back at her side once more. Aren't you guys scared? Oh, don't worry, this journey would have ended ages ago if everyone here couldn't crack a joke in the face of mortal peril.
Alright, we are fighting now? An assassin and 2 berserkers. I just do my favorite thing in the world again, which is having a good order to just blast them to hell. And we also get Altera's level 10. Double Phantasm damage increase. So now she's gonna do even more second. Mukyu Sandan. Bye bye, Shilton, Bugrisi, and Isilfur. Over here. 386,000 damage, not bad. 5 turns, also not bad.
これまでもこれからも
Victory Scream! Ha! Too easy.
This is so strange. I thought the Krishat and giants would be living in different places.
Indeed, Krishat destroyed that village, but we followed their tracks only to find giants. Now I wonder what we will find in that cave. There's only one way to find out. Just standing here thinking won't get you any answers, sir, detective.
What about the boy? Don't you think it's too dangerous to bring him in here with us?
Be that as it may, we cannot let him return to his own on his own either. There's no telling how many demonic beasts could be lurking nearby.
Then we need someone to stay here and guard him. No, you can't do that. You'll need to stick together if you're gonna fight those monsters. Take me with you. I'm sure I'll be safe as long as I stay close to Cell. I guess that makes sense, yeah.
I'm proud of you, boy. You have spirit embracing adversity like this. You have faced the fears oppressing you and rebelled against them. Come with us, I will be your shield and guide, and sing a song of triumph in your honor. Indeed, we're not called heroic spirits for nothing. I promise we will not let your bravery go to waste. Icy Cave. We are fighting Lancer and a Berserker. God dang it. Why do you gotta make me give in my Okito Orita? No, I love seeing her just blast enemies to shreds. God dang it. Okay. Well, do I have another AoE saber that's not Nero because she's max bond? Here's single target. What am I doing? Hey, you know what? It's not every day we bring her out. Saber Lily. Let's bring her out. Yeah, Saber Lily. I'm gonna go with that. Well, this answers one question. Take a look. Over here, we have giant tracks, and over here, we have Krishat dung.
Does that mean they've been living here together?
Much as I would like to laugh the notion off, we have seen ample evidence of their cohabitation. These demonic beasts have been quite thoroughly altered. So much so that they have begun sharing their territory with altogether different species.
So someone's been going around domesticating the same beasts and led to their lost spells getting pruned away. Pretty horrible hobby.
And of course, there's yet more significant question. To what end?
Maybe they don't have an end in mind. You said this coin Skya went around the other lost spells tormenting innocent people for kicks, right? Maybe releasing man-eating beasts into peaceful agricultural villages with no defenses is just more of that. Uh-oh, I think they've spotted us, preparing for combat.
Alright. We are in fact fighting more of these, obviously. And yeah, she is in fact called Saber Lily. Just when I went onto her, profile, it did not say Saber Lily. It confused me a little bit, because I swore I remembered her being called that. It's been a while. But either way.
Photon Ray.
At least we'll be taking out the Krishat on the right and the left, and the goody see. We might. Crit. Aw, so close. Oh well, 7 turns, still not bad. I don't know why they just love targeting Altera, man. It's totally not like she's, the more powerful servant we've got in this team right now. Bye-bye. Hey, thank you for the Giant's Ring. Need about 9 million more of those.
Damn, it's not easy fighting so many of them at once. And they just keep coming.
Well, her initial goal was to exterminate the Crusade. This was more or less inevitable. Take care of the boy, Spartacus.
No problem. Alright, Proton Ray.
命は壊さ
We
ない
had to fight 10 enemies now.
粉砕する
This will bring us down to the final enemy in the fight.
はっ砕け散る
Well, I was kind of hoping she would take out Yilton C as well, but it's fine. So how much health does this big one have? 107,093, not bad. So now what, I'm gonna keep Yilton C alive?
はい
Just so
行きます
Lily
お
can
任せ
do a
を
full chain on the Greasy B. And hopefully deal at least one crit?
もっと強く
Nope. She don't know crits at all. God dang it. Stop attacking Altera! God dang it, man! All they do is attack Altera. It's annoying. It's extremely annoying.
お任せを
行くぞ。
頭がぼーっとするはっ
And at least C is now down.
行くぞ
And Greasy B should be going down either next turn or the turn after. Still have no clue what that mark is. What does that say? N-E-E?
こういうのどう
Can't tell.
お任せを
So do that,
Huh?
that, and
だ。行くぞ。
that.
はっ
無駄だ。
Wave Resorts arguably does more damage than anyone else's. Altera Santa, no! Both Alteras went down, that sucks. So what, do they just go for like the strongest unit, or do they just go for the frontline unit now? Because my god, that's annoying. Alright, Pen, please take him out.
行きますとも
I'm tired of seeing this for Greasy. Thank you.
選定を誠にするまで
To be honest, I forgot I had Penthesilea in my body. They're retreating. That can't be right. There must be more to this.
I agree, in fact, their whole style of combat's bizarre. Yes, this goes well beyond sharing territory. They're even fighting as a team. We can now be certain that beyond any doubt that someone is controlling them. Then do you think we'll find Koinskaya further inside this cave? I do not imagine we'll be quite so fortunate, but we should go to meet whoever called them off. Once we've taken them out, that should stop these monsters from attacking other villages.
Do you mind if we continue onward, little rebel?
Okay. You'll keep me safe, right, Spartacus?
Of course I will. As long as you are prepared to face your fears, nothing can stop me.
The Ortonex sensors are picking up an impossible amount of magical energy up ahead.
Don't tell me it's Diavoltron. Don't tell me it's a giant fire. It's a fire giant.
No, far stronger, and unless my instruments are completely broken, there are two of them. Does that mean we've finally found the boss? I'm not sure. The spirit origin patterns tell me they must be demonic beasts. What's more, they're almost identical to the data for the Diavoltrons and fire giants we fought before. But the sheer amount of magical energy they possess is insane, and on top of that, the reading is still going up. Hold it. Do you hear that?
What an awful sound.
You think those monsters we fought earlier came here to feed? This time, I'm certain I understand, Miss Kiriraito. You said the Ortonex's sensors picked up two signals. Yes, that's right. If there are only two, then where did all the other demonic beasts go?
They were devoured.
Oh, it reeks in here. I can't believe these things.
Indeed, they're eating their own kind.
The Diavoltron is eating the Krishat and the Mooseball is eating other giants. There's ample precedent for cannibalism in the natural world, but we certainly never saw this happening in either Russia or Scandinavia. Furthermore, if this is the source of the increased magical energy you noticed, then these are no ordinary predator. To gain the strength of those who they consume this quickly, they would have to be soul eaters. Then they had the ones we were fighting retreat so that... Yes, most likely it was to make these two more powerful for the final battle. Though it remains unclear whether these two gave the order to retreat themselves, or if those who retreated did so of their own accord. Looks like they're done with their meal. They're looking at us like we're dessert. This bloodlust reminds me of the demonic beast we fought in Uruk. I thought so too, Master. These demonic beasts must really hate humans. I'm not sure about the significance of that, but we can worry about it later. Right now, it's time to get rid of these demonic beasts once and for all. Your orders, please, Master.
Battle 1 of 1. 270,444. Oh, wait, no, that's not NEE, that's NFS. But yeah, Diaboltron and Muspel, they look cool. But you know what I gotta do to them, right? You know what I've gotta do. And I bought Cecily and Kyoto for this exact purpose as well. Let's see. Lower their debuff resist. And now, lower their defenses. It worked on both. This is why I bought Kyoto, other than the fact that she could also, you know, do AoE attacks. So that way she lowers her defenses, which makes my Okita Odata do even more damage. Zekin, Miyuki Sandan, Amitabha Hamida, heavens a home. Let's go, E2. Blast a new hole into them. Oh yeah, nice damage. Decent damage as well, not bad. Too late on your skill seal, man. Bit too late on that. Now, we need to drastically take down Diaboltron's HP, because it's still at 217,735. I don't like that. Much better. And we got 29 crit stars from that, not bad. Hey, they're finally attacking someone from the back line. Jeez. Heal her up, man. Heal her up. Give her evade. Alright. Go Gadget Kiara. Yes, nice crits. Oh, all three of them were crits. I love it. Attack Waver. Just keep attacking Waver. Attack Waver. Attack Waver. No, Kiara. God dang it. You fought very well, Kiara. You did the best that you could. I really should have got Altera Santa's abilities up. Alright, so do this, and then this. Hopefully we can take out the Diaboltron. Nice crit. There it goes. Its powerful ability is now cooked. It's gone. Now it's just the Berserker itself, which seems to want to take out Altera Santa again. Okay. Purely just because we can. Increase her damage, please. This, and then this. Nice crit. Altera Santa, no! Why do the giants hate you so much? Alright, damage up, please. Let's do this. Second, Mukyu Sandan. 6 turns to take out 2 giant enemies.
Not bad at all.
なんだったかな。
And I will be honest, I really was not planning on doing all Sector 5 before, whichever one this one was. I really wasn't. But it went by so quickly that I just decided to, you know, just keep going. And now we're done with this sector. Which is really great. Means that it's less sectors that I need to actually do in the next episodes.
Both hostiles are down. There are no other threats here. I guess that's that then.
I'm afraid not, given that we are still no closer to fighting Koyanskaya. I believe it was possible that she may be the one training these demonic beasts, but the evidence is as yet inconclusive. I never thought I would see demonic beasts cooperating like this.
Yeah, I was so sure we would find Koyanskaya here controlling them.
But she is the one who brought these creatures here, right? But they wouldn't be here at all if she hadn't brought them, right?
I believe that is a safe assumption given the lack of alternate suspects. But we still don't know why she set them free here after doing so. What do you mean? Take a look at these piles of bones, Miss Kiriraito. These beasts have been devouring their kin since well before today. They have been sending the run to the litter, so to speak, out to hunt, and stealing the magical energy for themselves as ecologies go. It resembles the dead apostles. No ordinary species will depend on such a twisted survival strategy. These beasts had no other choice. They are desperately needed to find a way to survive after being completely cut off from their proper habitat. I don't remember the Jotner Krishat being able to directly convert their prey into magical energy before. They may have been forced to learn that ability to cope with the massive change in environment, or perhaps Koyanskaya gave it as another form of enhancement. If that is so, then the larger question remains. Why would she go to all that trouble just to have them fend for themselves now? What a strange woman. I honestly have no idea what she could be thinking. I was hoping to find evidence of her motives, but unfortunately, the trail has gone cold once again. I can only surmise she has her own reasons for traveling between Lost Belts, a formidable foe.
Are you alright, boy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just over here watching anyway. You guys really are strong. I was so scared I couldn't even speak. I'm sorry I wasn't more helpful.
Standing your ground and watching others is a show of your strength and bravery on its own, boy. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
No thanks. Machine K, what are you doing? Well, you guys said these things could be brewed into decent booze, right? And not usually one for cutting up monster corpses. Others booze to be found. Is this it?
I see, the secretory glands, yes, as long as you preserve them properly. I imagine Da Vinci can make whatever is within drinkable. He certainly did plenty of toxin extraction in Russia, after all. I must say, though, between you and that servant who drinks everything in sight, I confess I struggle to understand. How can he still be hungry after seeing that? It doesn't matter what it used to look like, Sir Detective. There are few things sweeter to a warrior than a victory toast.
This way we'll also have a nice souvenir to bring back to the village. Of course, neither senpai nor I are of drinking age. But that aside...
Come on, let's go back.
Oh my god. Well, that was definitely an extra spurt that I decided to do. How long's the next one? Is it also 5 or 6? Or is it, you know, gonna cut me a break and have like 2 or 3? Oh, it's only 1! You know what? The White Cavalry Heroine, the best in the land. I'll go on to section 6 before I end this episode. Screw it. Let's go. I might as well, right? It's only 1. Amidst the flowers of a jug of wine, I pour alone, lacking companionship, so raising a cup I invite the moon, then turn to my shadow, which makes 3 of us.
Wow, lady, you've got a beautiful voice.
What does that mean? Well, it means if you've ever drinking by yourself among flowers, you can still have some companionship if you toast to the moon in your shadow. You know how when you're taking out a walk and... You know how when you're out taking a walk at night and you look up, see the moon, and find yourself craving a drink? Don't you think it makes the alcohol the sweeter? I've never had alcohol before, but I do like the moon. It's pretty.
I know what you mean. It's hard to put into words, but there's just something mysterious about it.
So what? You always go drink in the flower fields like that whenever the moon's out? Not me, silly. I was a man named Levi. Not to say I don't follow his lead now and then.
Oh wait, you said this Levi guy was doing his moon gazing alone, right? So how'd you hear what he said? Were you spying on him or something?
Oh no, of course, he was alone. I just learned how he drank and how he felt in that moonlit flower field later on, through his poem.
Oh, so this Levi guy told you about it later then?
No, I never met him. I read his poem well after he first wrote it down, and many others had copied it.
Wrote down?
Yes, writing, you know, it uses symbols to convey language. It lets you record your own thoughts, ideas, and experiences for others to read, even if they live long after you've died. That sounds awesome. I want to try that. That's great. There are a ton of characters, but it's not so bad if you just learn a few at a time. I know. Why don't we start with something simple, like the ones for father and mother? Father, mother? What's that? I'm sorry, does he not have parents?
Parents, what are those?
Yep, no one knows what the concept of parents are.
I think she probably means whose womb he was born from. I can figure out when I was born by counting backwards, but I don't know who might have been pregnant the year before.
Yeah, how the hell are we supposed to remember something like that? And who raises the children?
We all do. When the kids have questions, whoever's free teaches them to till the fields. How lucky we are to have Heavenly Emperor watching over us. Oh, and someone teaches them how babies are made when they're old enough.
I see, so that's how things work here. Well, there are characters for everything, including things you can see every day, so why don't we start with the ones for light and earth? Okay.
Ah, how tragic. This world's people have had their minds shackled and are forced to live as slaves under the yoke of illiteracy. This is oppression. It is the information warfare of a wholly different kind. I will do whatever I must throw off these chains.
It must be nice being a servant and never having to worry about anything. Never mind that, successfully empathizing with these people tighten a noose around our necks. This is a lost belt. We need to defeat its captor, chop down its tree of emptiness, and cut off its future by sending it back to the pruning theoretical phenomenon. If all this will only leave you feeling guilty when it comes to the time for that, then you're better off not showing these people any kindness at all. Now, if you don't care about any of that and simply enjoy meeting new people, then knock yourself out. But I'm not so simple-minded. I'm well aware there's only so much stress I can take.
You're wrong, oppressor, who has never known oppression.
Well, what was that?
Vanquishing an opponent after you have helped to keep them weak is only another form of oppression. People deserve freedom.
Spartacus.
It is only when they have fangs with which to fight and hope for the future that competition may begin. I am, of course, Cell's servant. As such, I will do everything I can to fight for pop human history. That will never change. But as a man who honors people's pride, I must also say this. We cannot just assume pop human history is the only one that deserves to survive.
Have you lost your mind, man? No, wait, you're a berserker. This must be your Madison Hatsman speaking. Easy there. Don't let him get to you. He's just all fired up after seeing how cowardly all these people are. He might be talking more than usual, but he's still using the same... He's still just saying the same shit he always does. Berserkers can't understand him, can't change him.
Humans must ever move forward in search of a better future. Master Cell, have you yet to become an oppressor? Pay close attention to this world and how its people live their lives. You must see for yourself whether it is they or we who are fit to inherit humanity's future. Just as we now fight against our destruction, so too should they have fangs and claws of their own with rage to... Just as now we fight against our destruction, so too should they have fangs and claws of their own with which to rage against destiny's oppression. For justice can only be attained when two opposing rebellions clash. So you think we should step aside for them? The coming battle will determine that. Once it has, that is when I will take up my sword in rebellion. But if it happens that true humanity is But if that happens that true human dignity is to be found here in this lost belt, then I shall bend my knee in service to China. Should that come to pass, the souls of those here must not still be bound by the chains of oppression. If they are to inherit the hopes and dreams of our popular history, we must teach them about our poetry and our feelings. So please do not admonish Shin-Kei for her actions.
Well, I cannot quite agree with everything Spartacus has said here. There is certainly no harm in being on good terms with the locals. I cannot imagine Miss Shin-Kei could merely stand idly by either. Seeing these people toil away in illiteracy under King Shi Huang's rule cannot have sat well with her. Why not let her help them if she so wishes?
She seems a lot happier that way too.
Profound.
Madness enhancement or not, it seems you're still a heroic spirit and not shy about sharing your opinions either. You know, I once looked up to the indomitable gladiator Spartacus myself back when I was a lad, but never mind that. I can't help but notice it's been 2 days since we got here and we're not closer to finding an antidote, but we've still got time, right? Right? Sure. Totally. As requested, Your Imperial Majesty, I've determined who I think to be our best 2 warriors and brought them back from Mount Lee.
So I see. Well done, Captain.
The first is King Liang Yu, the fearsome general who hails from Chongqing of Sichuan.
Ah yes, the woman who commands the White Cavalry.
Hey, it is her.
It is a great honor to serve as your spear and shield again, Your Imperial Majesty. We still have such vivid recollections of how gallantly you fought in Bozu Rebellion. We can think of none better than you to fight in defense of our empire. You are too kind, Your Imperial Majesty. Now that I have been reawakened after such a long time sleeping, I could ask for nothing better than to help uphold your reign for another 10,000 years. Excellent, we will hold you to that. Our empire faces an unprecedented threat. Use your mastery of the ash spear to disperse the clouds looming over our land. I will, Your Imperial Majesty.
Next, I brought you a strategist. I gave it a lot of thought and decided to go with your most loyal retainer, the one who has served you longer than anyone else. What?
Hello again, Your Imperial Majesty. It's me, Han Jin, your faithful right-hand man. Oh, our most distinguished Han Jin. We may have many heroes at our disposal at Mount Lee, but few who knew us before we attained this holy vessel. You are a living witness to the King's military history. So I'm guessing you woke me up to fight another war. Where are we invading this time? The desert, the ocean, no wait. Don't tell me. The moon. No, our war of conquest is long since complete. Your leadership as the Arctic War was crucial to defeating the Aztec Republic, and our last great enemy, the Habsburg Empire, succumbed to economic sanctions. The world has long been at peace. I mean, that's wonderful to hear, Your Imperial Majesty. Who doesn't love peace? This is still, a peaceful world is like a tidy room. It's bound to get dusty eventually. Indeed, so I'm counting on you to handle the cleanup once again. But by the way, how's science progressed since the last time I was awake? Any new weapons I should know about? Ah yes, with the exception of our royal guards and the supervisors defending the fields, we have retired most of our flesh and blood soldiers. The bulk of our army is now comprised of automated mechanical soldiers. Mechanical soldiers? This is huge. We won't have to keep them fed or rested, and if no one breaks, we can just repair it to send it back into the field. Oh, this changes everything. The possibilities are endless. New strategies, new tactics. It's enough to make my head spin. Anjin, while you are much too unusual to be called a genius, tactical or otherwise, we have nothing but respect for your talent. Make full use of your strategic cunning and return with another victory to your name. Thank you, Your Imperial Majesty. You are too kind. Oh my, his expressions are just as unique as the rumor suggested. No wonder Lord Han Jin is such a decorated general.
Wonderful. With these two, the Empire's defenses should be all airtight.
Really?
Really, indeed. Oh, okay, an hour 46, almost an hour 47. How we looking? Okay, so next one is 2 on section 6, and there's 10 left after this, right? Yeah, we currently have 11 sections left. I don't know why I decided to make sure I was right, but I am. Oh my god. I made a lot of headway in just one episode, I'm not gonna lie. I actually did. It's actually starting to really move along now. Now whether or not I can finish this all before the final countdown again, just like the last event I needed to do for Halloween, I hope I don't make it to the final countdown, so yeah. I should have this done by the 30th, I hope. So either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys next one. We'll be doing the Demonic General Descends in section 6, probably 7, hopefully maybe 8, and if I can squeeze it in 9, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, till then, see you guys later.